folks, welcome back. We're doing this one for all these lovely patrons. Thanks indeed for voting for this one. Emotion Sickness off Queens of the Stone Age's new album. Now in this video we're just going to do Josh's parts because there's a lot to it. Troy's parts warrant their own lesson. So we're going to do this in a two-part little video. So stay tuned for that one. But before we dive in, let's look at tones. That's my clean tone. Skeleton key on top of that with these settings. And then I've got an ultra quick slapback delay. I'm using the DM101 for this. You could use any analog, I would go with, delay pedal. Just a very, very quick repeat. You know, it's almost just like a very mild echo. So first part for Josh. 3, 4, 1. And then you're into the pre-chorus, right? So that's the intro / verse. Again, this is exactly how I hear it on the album version, but you could simplify it. We're just going to go from a B to an A. 3, 4, 1. And then you could play it like this, right? Which is an E to D. Which he may do that live, but to really make it pop out like it does on the album, I would use that third. Okay, then we go around again. Incidental E note if you want to put that in there. Then we have... So this time it resolves to like a normal 5 chord, D5. So we have... Like that, okay? Trust me, when you get them both together, it'll really make sense. Again. So that's parts repeated, and then... And then into the next part. Next part's cool. It's kind of in 2 sections. First part goes like this. 3, 4, 1. Alright, at that point it changes and extends slightly. So you're going to play the same thing twice. You don't necessarily need the note on the G, but I would fret it because it does sound a lot fuller. So we're going to do root note, like that, okay? Like that, okay? One more time slowly. 3, 4, 1. When you get to there, you're going to do this. Okay, that takes a little bit of time, but just have a listen to it, right? Okay. Then we've got this. Half step bend and release. With the, that's the E chord, but you're just playing 2 9th frets there on the D and G. And then down to the D. Alright, and then you go around again. So very slowly. Like that. You play that round twice. But then it extends ever so slightly, and we have this. 3, 4, 1. Like that. And then you go round the same part again. So what we've done is add in... Okay. Really cool, isn't it? It's basically the G, their D. But you'll see Josh play this live. just takes all his fingers off and flattens his first finger. And then you go round the same part we played a minute ago. And then you go and repeat that phrase again. From there you go into the chorus, so we'll go through that again. We'd have... and then into the chorus. We're just on the B and the open E. So you would play this last part. Like that. Just 3 open E notes. And then we go into the chorus. So the chorus is just going to go from B to A. There's an occasional E chord in there as well, but those are all the chords you need for this. There's some fills and noodly stuff as well, but main part. Into some A stuff. Okay, so let's do that first bit because it does branch off a little bit. So we have down, 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 and then 2 open E. And you play 3 in the second bar. Those 2 bars again. First one again. That last one there is staccato. And then you have... So it's 5 and 0. 5, 4, 2, 0. Little rundown, okay? Now, a lot of the time when you hear him play live, he doesn't even bother with the whole chord. You know, he'll do a load of little noodly bits. But I've just tried to go note for note for what we have on the album, right? So, after that, A chord. Back in, right? There's another little fill coming up, but just for that A part, you could just play A standard, right? But I would play this. Repeat again. But switch to the E there. It's not really a full E either, it's just more a suggestion of what. And then at the end of that bar, you play a couple of notes. So again, slowly, 3, 4. And then okay, this time though, so you know that bit already. The only difference is this fill. So you've got a hammer-on, got 2 hammer-ons, and a little rundown. Then you go to the A. And there's a little fill that goes back into the verse. So we'd have... And the fill that goes back into the verse would be... You got that going on. Comes in on the 4 and, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But you can't play all of that because then you need to get back to this. So I would play like that. So coming out of the A would be. Then we got this sort of chopped up riff, right? Pretty straightforward. So you'd have 2, 3. And then you're into back into that again. So pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go through that again. There's some really cool stuff going on in Troy's part there. And then back into the verse. Like that. Round that again. And then you're into another chorus. Here we don't do the E. I don't hear it. I think it stays on the A. And there's this fill that's a bit of a turnaround. So we'd have. So I would just do that. You're playing the open B at the same time. Back to the B. And then there's another fill which comes in on the 4 and, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But the variants. So again, you can chuck all that in if you wish. Then we've got a repeat of the intro. 3, 4, 1. And then we've got a bar of 7, 8. Lovely. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So you'd count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go into the pre-chorus bit again. You know, all that stuff, okay? So going from the 4, 4 bit into the 7, 8 bit sounds like this. 2, 3, 4, 1. Like that. You'll hear it when you play along with the track, basically. Now this time when we play this, you know, you are doing that. Those parts, okay? So you're playing it around essentially twice. Then there's a drum break for 2 bars. And then we're into an outro chorus that just repeats round. So again, you could just go from B to A, but you could also do this. You got that going on, right? So that's the only part it branches off. We have put your little finger on, or your 3rd finger on the 4th fret there on the top E. All right, so that's the variant. So we'd have, and then you get this before going back around. So again, that's just like a little turnaround part. 3, 4. And then you're back around, okay? So, again, it's quite a cool fill. Like that, and then around again. And there's this tagged on bit. Like that. Oh, and there's a little fill at the end which goes like that. If you want to put that in too, but you can rewind and go back over it if you want to get it exactly as is. So that is Josh's parts. Stay tuned, we're doing Troy's parts as well in another video. Check the link in the description below if it's already out. If not, see you tomorrow.